Views back here again. Um, I just made my Jedi Fallen Order review, and then when I went to upload it, I went and I watched my Elden Ring review. I watched a little part of it, and I realized in that video, I was talking about Doom: The Dark Ages. I never reviewed Doom: The Dark Ages. That's crazy. I beat that game the night before I went to the beach for a week, so it makes sense why I never reviewed it. But I'm gonna review that game now. And I feel bad because that game was amazing, and that was a sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, my second favorite game of all time. It's maybe even my first game of all time. It's kind of up in the air. But Doom Eternal is one of my favorite games, and Doom Dark Ages, it delivered. And I feel bad that I did not review that. But looking back on it, yeah, I literally beat it, and then I listened to a Gojira album, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and I went to the beach for a week. So yeah, I guess I just kind of slipped my mind. But here I am. I beat it in July, so my memory is not going to be too sharp on it, but which is a shame because I feel like this deserves a good review. But okay, I'm just gonna dive into it. I'm sorry I'm not gonna do it justice, but maybe I'll do a revised review once the DLC comes out. I'll review the DLC and then I'll make a new review. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Doom: The Dark Ages. Ooh, this game was awesome. This game was so cool. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But this game was so cool. Like, oh my god, I thought it could not get any cooler than Doom Eternal, and then it did. And then it got cooler. Doom: The Dark Ages. Wow, what a game. I wouldn't say it was as good as Eternal. I don't think anyone's saying it's better than Eternal. But honestly, and not many people are saying it's better than 2016. But I liked it more than 2016. I did like it more than 2016. I'd say. I don't know if many people agree with that. That might be a hot take. I'm not really sure. But 2016, I love 2016. Don't get me wrong. Doom 2016 is an amazing game. And it was an amazing revival of what is now like the modern Doom, the free games that have come out. It was an amazing start for the first game of the modern Doom games that we've seen so far. But I think I liked this one more. 2016, it was fun. It just didn't really have that kind of, I don't know, like Doom Eternal had its dashes. This game, it has like the shield. It didn't really have like its like mechanic. It didn't have a defining mechanic like these two did, and I think that's something that really sets it apart. And yeah, I just think that's something that was really important. But anyway, this game's amazing. If you played 2016 or Eternal or both, if you played really any Doom game, I think that you'll like this game. Simple as that. I could end a review there, play this game, but it's $70. So I'm gonna give you a little bit more than just that to try to justify your $70. The only game I've ever spent $70 on. The only game I've even bought. The only AAA game I think I bought full price. I bought Evil West. Shout out to Evil West. What a game. I spent $60 on that, but I had a GameStop gift card. So I feel like that kind of doesn't count. I had a GameStop gift card. I still have GameStop gift cards to this day that I'm trying to think of ways to spend. My GameStop money is actually like through the roof. Like for Christmas, I used to go see all my family and they'd all get me GameStop gift cards because they knew that the only thing I liked was like games. So every single family member, my whole family, each of them would give me like a GameStop gift card, and that just piled up over time and just grew and grew. Anyway, this game, I spent $70 on it, which that alone should show you how much, like, I never buy games, and I bought it like the week it came out. I didn't wait for reviews really. I think I just saw somewhere someone said it was good, and I was like, okay, that's all I got here. I'm getting it. But anyway, this game, gonna actually start talking about the game now. This game was good. This game was really good. Let's start with the gameplay. The biggest, most defining thing in every Doom game, the gameplay. It was something else. You got your guns. Your guns are cool. The guns are so cool in this game. Like, ooh, I love the guns in this game. The only thing is, with this game, they don't have, like, a secondary ability like they do in 2016 and Eternal. They don't have, like, the left trigger pull, because instead, the left trigger is your shield. And the shield. I can't talk about the gameplay without talking about the shield. The shield is what defines this game. It's what sets it apart from every other shooter. It's this game's, like, core mechanic. It's its own unique twist that makes the game what it is. The shield, it's really cool. So pretty much enemies, when they attack, every now and then, their like claws or their sword or whatever, it'll start glowing green, and then when it starts glowing green, you parry it. Simple. That's not unheard of at all. That's a thing. But then also projectiles, they'll shoot projectiles at you, but they'll be green ones. And once again, you bring it out at the right time, you parry it. And if you don't bring it at the right time, it just takes some shield health bar, and if the shield health bar goes all the way down, you get stunned for a bit. That's not a crazy mechanic, you know, it's nothing crazy there. Yeah, it's just how shields work in a lot of games. But one in a first-person shooter, that's kind of unheard of. A shield like that in a first-person shooter, nonetheless Doom, a game that fast-paced, having a shield, it doesn't sound like it works, but it does. It works so well, and you run so fast. You can sprint in this game, which is kind of weird. No over Doom games. I guess the original Doom games you can sprint, but Eternal in 2016 you can't sprint. I don't know why they added the need to sprint in this game, but your walking speed, like when you sprint, you walk so fast, you just glide, and being able to like glide around and you have your movement, your base movement by just walking and sprinting is so fast. So then having the shield in combination with that, you don't need your dashes, you don't need anything like that. You know, you can move fast, you can get in the way, and you have time to like block. I did not explain that well at all. That was a bad explanation of what I was trying to get across. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is it flows really well, especially with like the movement in this game, if that makes sense. If you just watched my Fallen Order review, you know it's late right now, and my mind is not the sharpest. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be stumbling a lot here, but I'm gonna try to do this game justice because it deserves it. So you have a shield. Yeah, so pretty much like I said, you wouldn't expect a shield like that to work in this game, but it works so well. And then on top of that, it's not only a block. No, while you're blocking, you can press the trigger, the left mouse click, whatever. And then it also works as like a ram. Like you can just go flying. It's kind of like a dash in Eternal, except just straight into your enemy. You just, wherever you are, it has a long range too. You can be like pretty far away and you just ram into them full speed and does a lot of damage. It stuns them. And then also you're right in front of them. So you can, you know, pull out your shotgun and just destroy them. And like, that's so cool. That makes you feel like so strong. And once you like master it, it has a cooldown in between. You can't do it as much as you want. That'd be broken. But once like you master like the right time to like ram and stuff to do it, and then like to shotgun them or like what weapon to pull out after, once like you fully like master it and like get it like down, it's so like, it feels so rewarding. It feels so fluid, and you just feel so strong, and like you just feel like you can just ram into one, pick him off, and ram into the other, and get the other one, and then you go into this one group, you destroy them all, and like it's Doom. You know, you feel like a god in this game. You are a god in this game. You're stronger than a god in this game. Your character has killed like gods in this game. So and these games, if they do one thing right, they make you feel powerful. They make you feel powerful. That is one thing that these games do right. And this game is probably even stronger than Eternal and 2016 in that category of making you feel this like an unstoppable force. Like you just feel so strong with that shield. Okay, but not only can I spent like 5 minutes talking about just blocking with it, you can also throw it like a frisbee or like Captain America, and it has like razors on the side. I bet you've seen the videos, I bet you've seen the pictures. You throw it like a frisbee, and if they're smaller demons, it'll just cut them, insta kill them. It'll just fly right through them, cut them in half, insta kill them. They drop extra health when you do that. But then also it like if it hits a bigger demon, it'll lodge into them, and then while it's lodged into them, they just can't attack. They're just kind of sitting there, useless. So that like if there's too many enemies, you can just do that, get rid of your shield, and then the big one's done. You can focus on the other ones. But then once you do actually block with your shield, or once you want to dash, then it pulls it out of it. It comes like flying back to you, and then the enemy can attack again. Which, like, that is such a cool mechanic, I feel like, and it works so well in this game. Like, if there's one enemy, like a Mancubus, one of the big guys, or something like that, you just throw it into them, you stun them, you focus on the other ones, you pull out your shield, you block, you dodge, you ram, and then you throw it into another one, and it's, like, once you get that loop down, and, like, just over time, it just feels so good, it just feels so strong. And then also, there's upgrades for the shield, which just adds even more. There's these things called shield runes, which add different effects when you parry attacks. Like one makes it so like an earthquake comes out in front of like a giant shockwave, and like stuff like that. It's so cool. It's actually so cool. Like this game is so cool. And yeah, so pretty much you throw it, you block with it, and you ram with it. That's what the shield does. It's awesome, and it works so well. I was so skeptical when I saw a shield. I was like, a shield in Doom? Like, it doesn't really, like, doesn't make sense, but it works. It works so well. It's amazing. I love it. Anyway, the actual guns, the weapons, all weapons, they all look amazing. Whoever made the models for these, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal work. And also, there's so many. There's like 12 guns in this game, which is crazy. Which it makes sense because, like I said earlier, there's no like selectable like ammo mod or whatever they were called, like the secondary ability. They don't have that. They only have the primary attack. but they each have like their own unique like little like shtick, little niche going on for them. Like one for example, you shoot an enemy a lot of times, and then it shoots needles or like nails or something like that, and then it embeds in the enemy, and then you can ram into them, and then all the needles that have embedded into them fly out and like kill everything around it. Stuff like that. It's like they each have like their own like little like unique ability, and also you can change this ability. Some have multiple options, and so it's each weapon feels so unique and so cool, and some are just really creative. Some are like really like this like so cool. Like there's one that grinds up skulls and then shoots the bones out, and then you can kill the enemies, and then they drop more skulls for you to grind up, and like it's just wow, like that's so awesome. And yeah, like that's just so cool. Yeah, so overall gameplay, boots on the ground gameplay, incredible, absolutely incredible. The enemies in this game, so many options. Some have armor, some don't have armor. The armor is a cool mechanic too. I'm not gonna get too into that because that's not really necessary. But there's different types of enemies. There's armor variants. There's like leader type enemies, which are like mini boss variants, and then once you kill them, like your overall health stat goes up for the rest of the game and stuff like that. Just the overall enemies, you don't get tired of them. There's a lot of them. They introduce them, they sprinkle them throughout the game, so you don't really get really tired of enemy variety at all. There's enough of them to keep you entertained, and they're all great. They're all really great. They're all really cool. And yeah, so enemies are great. I was just thinking about something else to talk about to transition that into, but I forgot. Oh, melee weapons. There's melee weapons. Melee weapons are really cool. You have your fist. There's like a mace. There's like all kinds of like cool melee weapons, and these pretty much they kind of just function as like a cooldown attack, if that makes sense. Like every now and then you just boom, you punch them and it does a bunch of damage, or it stuns them. Different ones do different things. One's really good at breaking armor. One's good at destroying groups. One's good at like just taking down one enemy at a time. And enemy weapons, they feel so cool. You feel so awesome just picking them off with your own this like brute force. It feels so cool. And yeah, melee weapons get a big thumbs up, and you can upgrade them all. They're all upgradable. That's awesome too. Let's talk about the upgrades actually. Let's talk about the progression of this game. So there's free currencies in this game. There's gold, there's rubies, and then there's like reaver gems or something like that. I don't know, the super high tier ones. And pretty much it's like each weapon has like different upgrades to it. Kind of like a little mini skill tree, but it's only like 3 or 4 options. And each melee weapon has like a little like line of upgrades. You unlock one, then you get the next, pretty standard stuff. Which is not something I've really seen in other Doom games. Other Doom games, it's just been like, there's been the little robots, that like, you punch them in the face, you take their box, and then you get, a new ammo type. Like, that's really the only kind of progression that there has been for guns in the past. And this works really well, I think. This also adds, like, a more sense of, like, after each level, you get to feel like you really, like, power up, you have something new to try. And it keeps the game feeling fresh, feeling strong, which is something that I didn't know, like, the other games, they do it so well, like the way they introduce weapons and stuff, where it didn't feel like that you needed it. This game, I also want to say it's a lot longer than the other ones. The other ones are probably like 12 hours, I'd say. And by others, I mean 2016 and Eternal. They're probably around like 10, 12 hours. This game's like 20, 25 maybe even. Maybe less than that, maybe like 18. That's probably how long it took me. But it's still a lot longer. We're just like 22 level or something like that. An absurd amount of levels and stuff compared to the last two. But so yeah, just the progression of this game, it worked well in the other games, but this new system works perfect at this one, and it keeps it feeling fresh for so long, and you get to choose, which is always nice. You get to choose which things you want to invest your currency into. That's always nice. I was talking a lot there, I'm out of breath. Progression, 5 big thumbs up. What else? Okay, so if you've seen the trailer, you know that there's parts of a game where you play riding a dragon. Like, I can't make this up. This game is so, you can't make this up. Like, they were like, the Doomslayer, he's already so cool. How can we make him cooler? Let's make him ride, a cyborg dragon. Like, yeah, you did it. You did it, guys. Like, they really hit the nail. And, like they did it. And, anyway. But dragon levels, they feel so cool. you're riding a dragon. You know, there's only a few of them in the game, but they feel so cool. You ride a dragon, you zoom across, you land somewhere, kill the enemies there, get back on your dragon, fly across, get to the next place, kill them, then you get back on your dragon, you know, rinse and repeat. And those levels feel so cool, like just taking off. It's like a giant, like huge area, and you're just flying around, picking off little camps, I guess, encampments of enemies, and then going to the next. And that feels so cool with dragon levels. I really like the dragons. The dragon levels, awesome. The mech levels. Have you seen the trailer? Also, you know that there's a giant mech in this game, and I feel like I was waiting when I was playing Eternal. Like, I saw the giant mechs in the distance. In the DLC, there was the giant mechs just kind of fighting off in the distance, and I was waiting for the turn where I would get to use the giant mech, you know? There was even one in the Slayer fort in, like, the main hub area in Eternal. There was a giant one just chilling there, and I was waiting the whole game to get to use that. Sorry. But this game finally lets you use the mech. And the mech combat, it's good. There's only like four mech levels in the whole game, I think. Maybe 3, maybe even less than 4. But it's good. You know, you feel awesome in the moment, especially the first like time that you do it, and the final battle with it is really cool. But overall, the mech combat, it's nothing crazy. If you thought of mechs and you're like, oh, I can't wait, it's gonna be like such like a big thing. Like, no, it's there and it's awesome, but it's not like incredibly. It's not like a big like complex gameplay. No, it's just like you're in a mech, you punch them, you charge up super attacks, you do a super attack, and just you fight. Yeah, you're in a mech, and that's about it. It's fun, like I said, but it's nothing crazy. But still, it's perfect enough. It's perfect for it satisfies my need for being in a giant mech while playing the game. So yeah, that's awesome. But the dragon levels, I think, are a lot cooler personally. What else? The music in this game. I know there's a lot of controversy around the music because Mick Gordon, they did drop him. They did him dirty. They didn't pay him enough or something like that. I don't remember the whole controversy with him, but I know that they wronged him, and he should have been in this game. It would have made it better. But if you don't know who Mick Gordon is, by the way, he's the guy who composed all the music for Doom Eternal and Doom 2016. But yeah, they let him go or something like that, and he's not in this game. And it's a shame, but I don't know who did the new music, but it works perfectly. It's still really good. It's not like an incredible like Eternal was or 2016, but it's not a major step down is what I'm trying to say. It's not as good, but it still gets the job done and then some, you know? It doesn't beat the bar, but it's right below it, which is like, you know, it's still awesome. It's awesome. It's better than most game soundtracks out there, you know, but Doom soundtrack bar is all way up here, and it's still great. The music's great. Like I said, the amount of content, the length of this game, very good. For $70, I know it might be frowned upon. You only get a 20-hour campaign for $70. I mean, yeah, that is kind of bad, but you can replay it, and it's going to be DLC. And also, I'd prefer to spend my money on an awesome, super exciting 70 minutes than a kind of okay 60 hours experience, you know? Like a good 20 hours versus a mid 60 hours. I'm taking the good 20 hours every single time, you know? But yeah, that's just me. What else? There's some bosses in this game. The bosses are great. The cutscenes, the story, it's whatever, you know. The story, there's an evil demon and he's trying to get powerful and kill all of the good guys. You know, that's pretty much the story. It's there, you know. It's good enough. You can follow it if you want. You don't have to follow it though. But you know, it's not really like the story that you're paying attention to. You're paying attention to the cutscene and the Slayer just being super cool and just being like awesome, and just all the crazy things going on. There's one part in particular, like midway through the game, that is just like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like, ooh, it gets crazy. There's a crazy creature that is introduced halfway through the story, and it's just, ooh, that's crazy. But I'm not gonna spoil that. You have to see that for yourself. But yeah, what else is there to talk about? Yeah, the story, it's not great, but it's there. And hold on. Sorry, my cat interrupted me. But and it's there. It's enough. Story. What else? The maps, the environments, they all look great. You travel to a lot of places, you know. There's like an Earth-like planet. There's hell. There's this like random like ancient dimension. I don't even know what it is. but they all look great. They all look awesome. All the places that you go to, and all the environments look great. Some levels are like one open arena. They just drop you kind of in there and with a bunch of different tasks, and you kind of pick them apart at your own pace. You go wherever you want to go. Very not very linear. It's kind of at your own pace, you know. And then some levels are opposite. Some levels are kind of like a straight line, and they're kind of linear, and you just fight your way through the path. But yeah, all the levels are great. The level designs are great. The collectibles are great. The little secrets and stuff are great. Just everything about the level design, I think it's very good. It's very good. It's not like there's nothing like really special about it. It's just what you'd expect. It's just awesome. It's just kind of there, you know, and it gets the job done. But yeah, what else did I talk about? I feel like there's still more, and I feel bad that like I'm not the sharpest right now, and I feel bad that like it's been a while since I played this game. But what more is there to talk about? My battery's getting low. That always happens. Every single video, my battery gets low. Because I always film these at night when my phone's on its last legs. But what more is there to talk about? I feel like I'm missing like some big parts. I don't know. I talked about the enemies, talked about the mechanics, talked about the weapons. I might be done for review. Guys. Yeah, the cutscenes and everything, they look awesome. Cutscenes are great, environments are great, everything just looks awesome. This game is so cool. You see the Doomslayer do some insanely cool things, as expected. And you just feel so awesome playing this game. This game is just a power trip, and it's great. What else is, I mean, I don't know. The whole medieval aesthetic, I guess they don't really touch on that much. The whole like aesthetic of the game, the medieval combined with like really futuristic, it works amazing. It just looks so cool. It is just awesome. I know that's how I described 90% of the things I've talked about, but it's just the truth. This game is just awesome like that. What can I say? I'm trying to think of like what are some bad parts of this game. What are some things I didn't enjoy? I guess towards the end it got a tiny bit repetitive, but not really. It still always felt cool, just going through hordes of demons. You know, I didn't really get that old. Okay, here's one thing I can talk about. The weapons, some of them just feel better than others, if that makes sense. Like some weapons in Eternal, some weapons were good against some enemies, and they all kind of had their own use. They kind of forgot to do that in this game, and some weapons just don't really have like a time where you want to use them over other weapons, and it's kind of like preference, you know, and some weapons just kind of sit there in your inventory, just sitting there if you don't like them, but you're never going to use them, and the game won't like push you to use them. And I think that's something I liked about Eternal. Eternal, they kind of made it like, you know, the energy weapon was good against the energy shields, and the rifle with the sniper scope, it was good at taking down weak points, and the shotgun was good at close range. And like, you know, they each had like their own like little good thing about them. And there are some weapons like that. Like one's good against armor. You know, shotguns are still good at close range. Some are better against hordes, stuff like that. But some are definitely worse than others, especially since there's 2 per ammo type. Sometimes one of the options is much better than the other. But that's okay. You know, it kind of feels... Dang. It just kind of... If you want to know what's happening, my cat, he had a cone on his head. His poor little paw, it got injured, and he's recovering. And that sound that you keep hearing is him scratching the cone. My poor baby. But, anyway. Yeah, the weapons... They're still great. This has gone for 23 minutes. I don't know what else there to talk about. I should probably get to sleep is what I should do. Oh, bless you. All right, good night. Why did I just say good night? I did not mean to say that. That just kind of slipped out. This game gets, I'd say as far as games, it does, I want to say it's perfect. It might be perfect. Like, I think it's a perfect game. Like, at least to me personally, I just can't think of any overbearing flaws with this game. I really can't. Zane's coming to say hello. He doesn't do that very often. He's actually usually very shy. I guess he wanted to drop in and say hi. But yeah, anyway, I think it's perfect. To me, at least, it's perfect. I can't think of any flaws with this game other than Mick Gordon, I guess. That could have happened. He could have been in the game. This game is great. It means a lot to me. It's more than like just like a game. You know, but Doom is one of those series that is just like, it means so much to me, man. And I just love it so much. And my enjoyment while playing a Doom game is just so up high, and I can't wait for the DLC. The DLC, I hope it's good. I hope it's as good as Doom Eternal DLC. But yeah, anyway, I'm glad I finally reviewed this game, even though it was kind of half-baked, but that's okay. Doom Eternal, 7 out of 7. It's amazing. Go play it. Maybe wait for it to be on sale. If it's not your favorite genre or Doom's not your favorite, then I can understand not wanting to spend $70. But I think it's already been on sale before, actually, on Xbox Store and on Steam. So if you find it on sale, any sale, like 20% off, then it's definitely worth it, in my opinion. Maybe not $70, but anything like on sale, yeah, it's worth it. Go play this game. This game's awesome. Play 2016 and Eternal first, though, of course, but then play this game. This game's awesome. Maybe play 2016, then this game, then Eternal, actually. That'd probably be my recommended order to play them, because I'm not going to get into that, actually. You play them whatever order you want. But yeah, this game's awesome. Have a good night. I'm saying good night for real now. If you're watching this at night, if you're watching this in the morning, have a good morning. If you're watching this in the afternoon, have a good afternoon. If you're watching this in the evening, have a good evening and dinner, because dinner is usually in the evening. I want you to have the best dinner you could possibly ever have. Make something awesome. My hair's a mess. I'm gonna go to sleep now. I need to actually have to do the dishes first, which I'm kind of not looking forward to, but that is okay. I am an adult. This video's been going on for almost half an hour now. Goodbye. Have a Doom Dark Age-astic day. Have a medieval-astic, dark-astic, Doom-tastic, rip and tear